Have you ever walked into a 5-star hotel room and thought, how do they manage to keep everything so impeccable, fragrant, and organized all the time? It seems like magic, right? But the secret isn't cleaning all day long. It's in how they do. What if I told you that you can apply these same secrets to your home with little effort and incredible results? Today I will show you 15 tricks used by luxury hotels that will transform your home. It doesn't matter if you live in a small apartment or a house full of people. When you apply these techniques, you'll immediately feel the difference. Less mess, more practicality, and a constant feeling of freshness and comfort. And the best part, you don't have to spend a lot. You just need to change the way you do it. If you're tired of cleaning and the house still looks like nothing done, stay with me until the end, because these secrets will change the game. Especially the last one, which almost no one knows about, and can completely change the energy in your home. Have you ever found yourself tidying the house, cleaning everything properly, and yet the feeling of dirt or disorganization continues? Or worse, the next day it seems like no one passed by. The truth is, most of us learn to clean by focusing on the task, not the lasting result. But 5-star hotels do it differently, and that's why everything always seems perfect. They use professional secrets and strategic techniques which keep the environment clean, fragrant, and organized for much longer with much less effort. And the best part? These tricks are not exclusive to large hotel chains. You can use each of them in your house, even with little time and a hectic routine. Yes, it is possible to have a home with the atmosphere of a luxury hotel without needing heavy cleaning every day and without depending on professional help. In this video, I will reveal to you 15 real secrets used by high-end hotels. These are simple but incredibly efficient methods. Let's talk about how to prolong the feeling of cleanliness, leave environments with that sophisticated smell, eliminate dust for longer, organize spaces intelligently, and even create an atmosphere of well-being and welcome only with the right lighting. Each tip was designed to fit into your routine. You will see that it is not about working harder, but about do better. And in the end, you will discover a secret that almost no one knows about, a silent trick that completely changes the energy of the house. If you want to stop feeling like you are always putting out fires and start living in a home that inspires you, welcomes you, and leaves you feeling lighter, these 15 secrets are for you. Say 1. Hotel bed all day. Have you ever noticed how in luxury hotels the bed always seems perfect, even simple? It conveys a feeling of comfort, elegance, and peace. At home, on the other hand, many people leave the bed messy, or when they make it, they do it anyway. They just spread the sheet, and that's it. And that's the first mistake, because the bed is the visual and energetic center of the room. If it's disorganized, it looks like the entire room is disorganized, even if everything else is in order. This secret solves the problem of the sloppy appearance that many rooms have, even when clean. It's the difference between a space where you just sleep and a place where you actually rest. 5-star hotels know this, which is why bed making is a daily priority, and it doesn't have to be difficult or time-consuming. In practice, the trick is simple. Start by stretching the bottom sheet well. It needs to be firm, without folds or leftovers. Then, align the top sheet, leaving enough space to fold over the blanket or comforter. Do the same with the pillows. Hit them before placing them, align 2 by 2, and, if you have one, finish with a centered decorative pillow. That alone transforms the room. What's more, if you can, change your sheets once a week and spray them with a mixture of water and a few drops of lavender essential oil before bed. The soft smell creates the same hotel atmosphere and even improves sleep quality. Real example? I started to apply this in a small room without any special decoration. Just taking care of the bed made everything seem more organized, cleaner, more beautiful. The change was visible, and the best part, it took less than 5 minutes a day. The direct benefit? Your room looks like a hotel. You start your day with a sense of order and self-care. Sleep better. The energy of the environment changes completely, and this reflects on your routine, your mood, and even your willingness to keep the rest of the house tidy. Tip 2. Invisible perfume in the air. Have you ever walked into a hotel room and been greeted by a soft, clean, yet elegant scent? Not too strong, not artificial, just a subtle smell that makes you take a deep breath and think, here everything is in order. This is a detail that almost no one consciously notices, but it makes all the difference. The right aroma transforms the environment, and hotels know this. They create olfactory experiences that leave a mark, welcome, and convey comfort. This tip solves the problem of a house that is clean, but never looks fresh. Sometimes the environment smells like food, mold, or strong cleaning products. This breaks the entire feeling of well-being. But hotels use a trick that you can easily apply right there, in your home. Layered flavoring. In practice, there are 3 simple steps. First, eliminate the source of the odors. There is no point in perfuming what is impregnated. Use white vinegar with water to disinfect bathrooms, trash cans, and drains. The smell disappears. Second, spread light scents around the room. This can be done with a homemade spray, water plus alcohol plus lavender, lemon or lemongrass essential oil. Spray curtains, pillows, and sheets. Third, choose a fixed point with a constant aroma. It could be a diffuser, a scented candle, or sachets in cabinets and drawers. A real example, a follower told me that she always used the same air freshener in the room, but the smell didn't last. When she started applying this technique in layers, cleaning the fabrics, spraying with essential oil, and using a diffuser, the result was different. The house had the smell of a good home, as she herself said. And the best part, the aroma lasted much longer. The direct benefit? Your home gains a sensorial identity. It becomes more pleasant to be there, more welcoming for those who arrive, and much more pleasurable for yourself. It's the type of detail that doesn't weigh heavily on your pocket, but transforms the environment in a profound way. Tip 3. Always impeccable carpets. Have you ever noticed how the carpets in luxury hotels are always clean, as if no one has ever set foot there? No lint, no stains, no used appearance. Even in high-traffic places, they look new all the time. And the curious thing is that they don't always wash frequently. The secret lies in 2 simple precautions, but they make all the difference. This trick solves the problem of the constant dirty look. You know that carpet that, even when clean, always seems to be dusty or dingy? What weighs the environment instead of welcoming? This happens because we often leave the carpet for last, or we only remember him when the floor is clean. In hotels, it's the opposite. They treat the carpet as a fundamental part of the first impression of the room. In practice, the secret lies in 2 routines. The first is dry brushing. Yes, brush the carpet. With a medium bristle brush, you should brush in the direction of the grain once a week. This lifts the hair, removes invisible dirt, and restores its soft appearance. The second is to use baking soda as a natural renewer. Sprinkle a light layer on the carpet, leave it for 15 minutes and vacuum. This removes odors, disinfects, and enhances colors. A Channel student tested this method on an old carpet in the living room. According to her, the piece seemed dead, lifeless, and was hidden under the coffee table. After the brushing and baking soda, she told me, it looked new. The whole family noticed. And the most impressive thing, the house became brighter, lighter, as if that simple detail had unlocked something in the environment. The direct benefit? Cleaner carpets for longer, without the need for constant washing. More than that, they once again fulfill their role of comfort and sophistication. Because when the carpet is spotless, the entire floor looks cleaner, and the house takes on the look of a 5-star hotel. And look, if these tips are already helping you, imagine what's yet to come. So do the following. Subscribe to the channel right now and activate the bell. This way, every time I post a new tip, you'll be the first to know, and your home will become increasingly practical, beautiful, and welcoming. Tip 4. Deep shine on taps. Have you ever noticed the shine of the taps in a 5-star hotel bathroom? It doesn't matter the time of day or how many people use it. The metal is always impeccable. No water stains, no finger marks. A shine that looks hand-polished every day. And the most interesting thing, they don't spend hours doing this. They use a quick, practical, and extremely effective technique. This secret solves a problem that almost every home has. the water stains. Those brands that insist on staying on the taps, on the metal of the sink in the shower. We mop, throw product, but the next day, they're there again. And the truth is, most common products don't completely remove mineral buildup. They even clean, but don't add shine. In hotels, the trick is simple. They use a homemade mixture: white vinegar, a few drops of neutral detergent and warm water. Apply this solution with a microfiber cloth, and then comes the secret. Dry with a dry, very soft cotton cloth. It's the finishing touch that makes all the difference. Metal doesn't just stay clean, it shines. You can apply this method anywhere in the house, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the laundry room. And if you want to go one step further, after drying, apply a drop of olive oil or mineral oil with another dry cloth. This creates a protective layer that prevents new stains for longer, just like that, and it works. A follower applied this technique to the bathroom taps that she had almost given up on. They were chrome, but they were always opaque. The day she used this mixture, she told me that her husband thought she had changed the pieces. That was the level of transformation. The direct benefit? Cleaner bathroom, visually clearer, prolonged feeling of freshness. Because when metals shine, the entire room looks newer. And this is the kind of detail that doesn't go unnoticed. It's what transforms the basic into the impeccable. Tip 5. The power of white. Have you noticed how 5-star hotels use and abuse white? White sheets, white towels, white robes, everything very clear, clean, impeccable. At first glance, it seems risky to wear white in such busy environments, right? But actually, that's exactly the secret. White doesn't just convey cleanliness. It demands care, attention, and therefore, immediately raises the standard of the environment. This trick solves a problem that many homes face without realizing it. That tired look. The house is clean, in order, but not fresh. Dark colors in fabrics, heavy patterns, old prints. All of this can give a feeling of wear and tear. White, on the other hand, brings light, transmits hygiene, and also creates the feeling of spaciousness. In practice, you don't need to change everything at once. Start with bath towels, swap for simple white pieces. Then go to the bed sets. A white sheet, well stretched, transforms the look of the room. And the hotel secret is simple. They wash with hot water, use vinegar to maintain softness, and bicarbonate to enhance the white without damaging the fibers. No need to overuse the bleach, okay? This only weakens the fabric and accelerates yellowing. Once a week, you can soak the towels in hot water with a tablespoon of baking soda and a little white vinegar. Then wash normally. The result is impressive. Towels always fresh, sheets that smell clean, and a room that looks renovated every day. A subscriber to the channel told me that she began to gradually replace the house's colorful trousseaus with white versions. He said that even the family changed their behavior. They began to maintain more order, respecting space more. And do you know why? Because white requires care. It invites lightness. It transforms the environment. The direct benefit? Clean look, prolonged freshness, and that boutique hotel feel without leaving home. Well-kept white elevates your home, and it also elevates your routine. Tip 6. Curtains that breathe. Have you ever noticed how luxury hotel rooms never have that heavy, stuffy air or that closed-in feeling? Even when there are no windows open all the time, the space always feels airy. This doesn't happen by chance. One of the most discreet but highly effective secrets is in the curtains. More specifically, the type of fabric they use and the care they receive. This tip solves a silent problem in most homes: the curtain that collects dust, which darkens the environment more than it should, that remains there, hanging forgotten. What many people don't realize is that over time, curtains accumulate dust, mites, odors, and even humidity, and all of this directly affects the air quality in the house. In 5-star hotels, the choice is strategic: light, washable fabrics that allow natural light to pass through and keep the room looking fresh. What's more, the curtains are washed frequently. They don't stay there for months without care. They are treated as part of the household linen. In your home, you can apply this simply. Start by swapping heavy curtains for lighter versions. Mixed linen, voile, cotton, fabrics that allow the environment to breathe. In addition to being prettier, they are much easier to wash. If you can't wash them frequently, use a vacuum cleaner with a brush attachment at least every 15 days. This already eliminates much of the accumulated dust. And an extra hotel trick, after washing, spray them with a mixture of water and mild essential oil before hanging them back up. Lavender, eucalyptus, or fennel are great options. The entire house will gain a subtle scent, which comes from the wind, from touch, without being artificial. A follower told me that she changed the living room curtains for a light white linen model. He said that the environment seemed to gain more space. It became clearer, more alive. Even the mood changed, and that's exactly it. Curtains are not just for blocking the sun. It shapes the energy of the environment. The direct benefit? Lighter air, more sophisticated appearance, and an environment that breathes with you. Because when the house breathes, we relax. Tip 7. Less stuff, more luxury. Have you ever noticed that in a 5-star hotel room, there are almost no excess objects? No crowded shelves, tables full of odds and ends, counters with scattered items. And yet, the environment is elegant, welcoming, complete. This happens because high-end hotels follow a very clear rule. Less stuff, more impact. Each item has a function, and each function is designed to create visual comfort, order, and sophistication. This tip solves the problem of visual pollution that many homes suffer from. Sometimes the house is clean, but it doesn't feel like it. It is organized, but the atmosphere remains heavy. It's information overload, too many objects competing with each other, things that are no longer useful but are still there, taking up space, tiring the eye. The proposal here is not to empty your house. It's choosing with intention. Look around right now. How many objects are there just for the sake of it? How many things do you have out of attachment and not out of usefulness or beauty? Hotels select neutral, versatile, and functional pieces. You can do the same, starting with a single surface. It could be the coffee table, the bathroom sink, the kitchen counter. Remove everything. Now, only return the essentials, which actually makes sense. What really beautifies or is used frequently. Whatever is left, save, donate, or rethink. You will realize that the absence of objects creates something powerful, breath, and it is in this empty space that the feeling of elegance lives, luxury. A follower told me that she started this exercise on the bookshelf in the living room. He removed more than half of the objects. He only had 3 pieces left, and the result was immediate. The house became lighter, visitors praised it, and she started to feel calmer just by looking at it. The direct benefit? An environment that is cleaner to the eye, easier to maintain, and with an aesthetic much closer to that seen in the best hotels. Luxury is in space, not in accumulation. And once you discover that, you never want to go back. Tip 8. Floor that always shines. Have you ever walked into a 5-star hotel room and felt like walking around barefoot? The floor is clean, shiny, without a speck of dust, without grease, without stains. It invites. And more than that, it conveys a feeling of freshness, order, and care. And here's the secret. It's not just the cleaning, it's the treatment they give to the floor, as if it were an accent piece. This tip solves a very common problem. The opaque floor, always with marks, which looks dirty even when it is clean. What's more, many people ignore flooring in their daily routine. Clean the furniture, straighten the pillows, change the sheets, but leave the floor for last, or just give it a quick mop, and then the house never feels complete. In hotels, the floor is treated as a priority. They use neutral products, highly absorbent cloths, and, most importantly, avoid excess water. The secret is in immediate drying. After wiping with a damp cloth with diluted product, comes the second wipe, dry, soft, and fast. This prevents stains, enhances shine, and prolongs the clean feeling. In practice, you can use a simple mixer, 2 liters of warm water, 2 tablespoons of alcohol, and 2 caps of white vinegar. This mixture cleans, disinfects, and helps enhance shine. But be careful, don't soak it. Wring the cloth well, pass in lanes, and if you can, Dry it immediately afterwards with a dry cloth or a large flannel. A follower told me that she started using this method 3 times a week, just that. And her floor, which previously seemed old, dark, began to reflect light again. He said that now even visitors notice, and of course they notice. A shiny floor is like a mirror that enlarges the room, transforms everything. The direct benefit? Constant feeling of a clean house, less dust in the air, fewer brands, and an atmosphere of freshness that you feel with your feet. Because when the floor shines, the whole house smiles. Tip 9. Everything has its place. Have you ever noticed how in a 5-star hotel, there is no visible clutter, nothing out of place, no item left on the table, no messy corner? Everything is exactly where it should be. And it's not because someone spends all their time organizing. It's because, from the beginning, there is a clear rule. Each object has a fixed place, always. This secret solves a chronic problem in many homes: recurring clutter. The house is tidy, but it doesn't stay that way. The organization is short-lived, and the reason is simple. Objects don't have a correct address. They keep changing places, or worse, they never had a defined place, so they end up accumulating where they shouldn't. In hotels, there is no such thing. Organization control starts behind the scenes. The hairdryer has a fixed location. The folded towels, always in the same spot. The remote control, over the servant, lined up. Everything follows a pattern. And this allows tidying to be done in minutes, because nothing needs to be decided on the spot. In your home, you can apply this simply. Choose a room. Now look at all the objects there. Does each of them have a defined place? If you don't have it, define it. And most importantly, teach yourself and those who live with you that it always comes back to the same place. It's a new habit, and at first it requires attention, but then it becomes automatic. A real example: a subscriber to the channel told me that just by defining a fixed place for correspondence, keys, and wallet, she already solved the mess at the entrance to her house. It was always there that everything accumulated. After that, she created a fixed point for each thing, and the house started to keep itself in order. The direct benefit? End of constant mess. Less time reorganizing, more visual lightness, and most importantly, a house that flows, where each object has its space and where order becomes natural. Tip 10. Hugging towels. Have you ever wrapped yourself in a 5-star hotel towel and thought, my God, why aren't mine like that? They're always cute, fragrant, absorbent, and even after many washes, they still look new. It makes you want to take a shower just to use the towel, and this effect does not happen by chance. There is specific care and a simple secret behind what seems like just a detail. This tip solves the problem of towels that are rough, odorless, or never seem to dry properly. Many homes face this. The towel is washed along with everything else, gets too much fabric softener, or worse, it's never rinsed well. Result: hard fibers, stale smell, and low efficiency. In hotels, the process is different. First, they are washed separately, always with hot water, little soap, and no traditional fabric softener. Instead, they use a combination of white vinegar and baking soda. Vinegar removes soap residue and disinfects. The bicarbonate loosens the fibers, restores softness, and neutralizes odors. The result? Hugging towels. In your home, you can do it like this. When washing towels, add half a cup of white vinegar to the rinse cycle. In the soap compartment, add a tablespoon of baking soda. That alone completely changes the texture. What's more, if you can, dry it in the sun or on a clothesline in a cool place. The towel will last longer, dry better, and remain fragrant for longer. A follower told me that she tested this tip and, in her words, felt like she was sleeping in a spa. He said even his children started to notice. The towels were nicer to use, and the feeling of care was different. The direct benefit? More comfort, more pleasure in small routines, and a touch of affordable luxury every day. Because when even the towel conveys well-being, the entire home experience is transformed. Tip 11. Pillows like a cloud. Have you ever laid down on a hotel bed and felt like the pillow was so perfect, it seemed custom molded for your neck? Not too hard, not too soft, not hot, not stuffy. a true invitation to rest. The truth is that this comfort is not luck or chance. It's technique. And most importantly, maintenance. This tip solves a silent problem, the old clumsy pillow that has lost its shape. Many times we push with our belly, leave it there, bent in any way, thinking that everything is okay. But it directly affects our sleep, our mood, and even the appearance of the bed. In 5-star hotels, pillows are chosen based on 2 criteria: comfort and durability. But the secret isn't just in the purchase, it's in the care. They are washed frequently, aired every day, and yes, that makes all the difference. They are manually fluffed every time the room is tidied. Beating the pillows restores volume, eliminates odors, and renews the structure. In your home, you can start by reviewing the ones you have. Pillow over 2 years old without replacement? It is probably no longer fulfilling its function. What's more, if when you fold it in half it doesn't return to its original shape, it's time to change it. Once a month, wash your pillows, if they are washable, with mild soap and vinegar. Rinse well, dry in the sun. And between washes, leave them in the sun for a few hours to eliminate moisture and mites. And never underestimate the act of arranging your pillow. Beat, fluff, align. This, in addition to being visually beautiful, conveys care. And this care transforms the room. One subscriber told me she thought her pillows were good enough until she tried this routine. He washed, changed the oldest ones, and started fluffing them every day. She told me she started sleeping better, that even the pain in my neck has reduced. And most curiously, he began to make the bed with more pleasure. The direct benefit? A deeper sleep, a more beautiful room, and the feeling that your body is being welcomed, like a night in a 5-star hotel. Tip 12. Impeccable footers. Have you ever noticed that in 5-star hotel rooms, everything looks absolutely clean, even down to the details? But look carefully. It's not just the bed made, it's not just the bathroom shining, it's the whole. And among the most discreet elements, but which make the most difference in the composition of the environment, are the skirting boards. Yes, the baseboards. That strip of wood or porcelain down there, leaning against the wall, that a lot of people simply forget about. This tip solves a problem that few people realize, but which directly affects the feeling of accumulated dirt. Skirting boards, when poorly maintained, accumulate dust, stains, spills, and even grease, depending on the room. And even if the floor is clean, this detail ends up giving the feeling that something is out of place. In hotels, the baseboard is cleaned with the same care as the center of the floor. It is included in weekly cleaning routines and also receives special attention in quick cleanings. The most used, a slightly damp microfiber cloth with a mixture of white vinegar and a few drops of neutral detergent. Nothing aggressive. Just enough to remove dust and superficial dirt without damaging the finish. In practice, apply this care at least once a week. Go slowly with focus, mopping close to the baseboard, especially behind furniture or in areas with greater circulation. And if you want to go further, use a dry cloth immediately afterwards just to finish it off. On wooden baseboards, it is worth applying an appropriate cleaning oil, which nourishes and adds shine. A follower told me that she only noticed this detail when she moved the furniture and was shocked by the accumulated dust. Since then, she has included baseboards in her routine and told me that the house now has a new look all the time. It wasn't the decor, it was the invisible care that made all the difference. The direct benefit? An environment that is cleaner to the eye, lighter in appearance, and with a finish that conveys whimsy. Because when even the hidden corners are clean, the whole changes. Tip 13. The rule of empty surfaces. Have you ever walked into a 5-star hotel room and felt like there was space, real space, visual space, breathing room? Even when the room is small, there is a lightness in the air. Nothing seems to suffocate. Nothing pollutes the look. And the reason for this is simple. In hotels, there is a silent rule, but very powerful. Surfaces are always clean and almost always empty. This tip solves a problem that many homes face without even realizing it. The dining table, for example, becomes a storage space for everything. The bathroom counter is always full of products. The living room sideboard lives with keys, bills, bags. Everything accumulates little by little, and when we see it, the environment has lost its essence. In hotels, this accumulation does not exist. Surfaces are treated as blank slates. They only gain intentional objects: a vase with flowers, an organized tray, a book, but never in excess. This enhances each piece and gives the environment an air of natural sophistication. In practice, choose a surface in your home right now. It could be the nightstand, the sink counter, or the hallway furniture. Remove everything, and then calmly return only what is necessary and beautiful. A functional object, a decorative touch, and that's it. Space breathes. You too. And here's a hotel trick that's worth its weight in gold. At the end of tidying up, wipe all flat surfaces with a dry cloth. This removes invisible dust and adds shine. Light reflects better. The aesthetics are cleaner, and the finishing touch is perfect. A follower told me that she only applied this tip on the kitchen counter. All he left there was a beautiful fruit bowl and a minimalist cutlery holder. The rest was saved, and she said that since then, she started to keep everything in order without realizing it. Because the environment calls for lightness, and the mess simply stops making sense. The direct benefit? Constant feeling of organization, less accumulation, less effort to clean, and a much more refined, modern, and welcoming look. Because when the visual space is respected, the house gains soul. Tip 14. The invisible routine. Have you ever noticed how in 5-star hotels, cleaning seems magical? Nothing is ever out of place. Nothing looks freshly cleaned, but nothing looks dirty either. It's as if the organization were automatic. And here's the secret. It's not done all at once. It is done little by little, constantly, with invisible movements. This tip solves one of the biggest villains in the domestic routine: accumulated cleaning. That feeling that the house is always messy and that only a huge cleaning will solve it. But the truth is that what keeps the house organized is not great effort. It's the micro effort, constant, discreet, silent. In hotels, professionals follow what they call continuous light maintenance. They don't wait for dirt to appear. They prevent. An example? When a guest leaves, the room is not simply cleaned, it is restored. Each step is already part of a system. Every movement is purposeful. In your home, you can apply this with the clean while you live technique. Did it get dirty? Cleans instantly. Did you stop by the kitchen? Already dry the sink. Are you going to take a shower? Spray the box afterwards. Did you sit in the room? Adjust the cushions when getting up. Simple things that don't take time, but when added together, they create magic. A follower told me that after watching this type of tip, she changed her perspective on her routine. She said that before she let everything pile up and sort it out later. Now it resolves in seconds. And the most curious thing, he said he started to feel lighter because the house stopped being a burden. She became an ally. The direct benefit: less heavy cleaning, more free time, and the constant feeling that your home is under control without you feeling overwhelmed. Because when care becomes a habit, order becomes natural. Tip 15. Closing ritual. Have you ever noticed that in luxury hotels, when you enter your room at night, everything seems ready for you to rest? Soft lights, spotless bed, curtains drawn, a faint scent in the air. It seems the room knows the day is over. This preparation does not happen by chance. There's a ritual called turn-down service, which is exactly that, a moment of transition, to turn off the outside world, to bring comfort inside. This tip solves something profound, which goes beyond the physical mess. It touches on mental fatigue, the emotional clutter that we accumulate throughout the day. Do you know when you get home and it seems like you're still carrying the weight of the tasks, the charges, the traffic, the problems? It is at this moment that the ritual transforms. In hotels, this ritual involves turning off the main light, turning on indirect lighting, adjusting the bed, perfuming the room, leaving everything in rest mode. And you can do this too, in your house, with your way, with its elements. It could be something simple. Turn off the lights in the room, lower the room volume, change bed linen, light a soft candle, and breathe, feeling like the day is coming to an end. that now the space is yours. This moment signals to the body and mind that the rhythm changes, and the house then stops being just a setting and becomes a home. A follower wrote to me saying that she created her own ritual after understanding this concept. She said that every evening she puts on calm music, prepares a hot drink, gives the living room a final tidy up, and lights a diffuser with lavender in the room. Just that. But according to her, it was what changed everything. The house, which previously seemed tired, began to welcome, getting involved, resting with her. The direct benefit? A living house, a gentler routine, and a space that helps you recharge every day. Because at the end of the day, more than looking like a luxury hotel, the most important thing is that your home feel like your refuge. Now that you know the 15 secrets that 5-star hotels use to keep everything impeccable, the question remains, which one will you apply first in your home? Today, you discovered that you don't need to spend a lot or have a professional team to transform your home into a space worthy of a luxury hotel. You saw how taking care of the details makes a difference, like the well-made bed, the right aroma in the air, the clean and shiny floor, the soft pillows, the empty surfaces. All of this changes the energy of the room, and more than that, it changes how you feel inside your own home. And the truth is one, your home reflects your care. Every small action, every adjustment, every choice transforms. Because it's not about having a perfect house. It's about having a lively, light, welcoming home. A home that works in your favor, that rests you, that inspires you. And the best? This is in your hands. If this video inspired you in any way, take advantage now to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. This way you don't miss any new tips that can make your home even more practical, beautiful, and harmonious. And tell me in the comments, which of these tips will you try first? I really want to know what touched you most and how you will transform your home with everything you learned here. Thank you for staying until the end. I'll wait for you in the next video.